Hi, my name is Chris.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're going to talk about two things that we love: national parks and making YouTube videos.
So this video is going to be a little bit different than our usual stuff. An issue came up that we want to talk about. We think it's pretty important when it comes to YouTube. As landscape photographers, we go to national parks a lot to film, to photograph. We run workshops there. Somebody shared in one of our video groups on Facebook a video of a couple named Cara and Nate. They're travel vloggers. They do, all about their lifestyle and stuff like that. And they went through a national park just doing a normal vlog. They also published their financial stuff online, on
like
their
a quarterly update, right?
Their quarterly updates and things like that. So they share with their audience how YouTube funds their travels. Apparently somebody reported them that they were in the national park filming without a commercial permit. The national park system ended up calling them, leaving them a voicemail saying that they were gonna fine them like $1,000 and talking about arrest warrants and things like that. So we thought we would bring that up here because it's obviously an issue for us.
Yeah. And also we will link the video down in the description below if you want to go and watch that.
Pretty crazy. Something that you don't really think about too much as a YouTuber. We just kind of vlog and we go around and we just film ourselves, traveling, taking photos and things like that. But this brought up a serious issue. We are actually permit holders inside the Grand Canyon and a couple other national parks because we run photography workshops. So we understand the need for licenses and permits and making sure that people are insured properly, because here in the US we're very sue happy and lots of lawsuits and things like that. So I understand the need for that. But when it comes to YouTube, it's a very convoluted issue. These people in particular, Cara and Nate, they share with their audience that they make about $250,000 a year. They have a giant audience from YouTube and sponsored videos and things like that. When the national parks got a hold of them and found all this stuff out, and they were able to see how much they made, obviously it's an issue.
So YouTube is a little bit of a weird place when it comes to paying the content creators. It can vary from like $0 to I don't even know how many dollars per video. And it's not measured by the amount of followers somebody has, but by the amount of views a video gets in combination with the amount of followers people have. So it's almost impossible to determine how much somebody makes on a YouTube video.
We could have two videos that have the exact same amount of views, but because of where the video is played, like which country is being viewed in, length of the video, the actual content itself,
yes.
it could just vary widely. It can make anywhere from $2 per every 1,000 views to $20 for every 1,000 views. Just to give you guys an example, our last video had, I think, close to 2,000 views, and I think we made like $12 off of it.
And we will show you that on the screen right now, so we're not making up these numbers. These are actual numbers from our channel.
And monthly, we don't make enough money to even pay for the gas for our trips. Maybe one trip.
To the grocery store?
A short trip, if we walk. And to give you guys an example of something, so we, like I said, we have workshops and we apply for permits in the national park. So each park has a $300 application fee just to apply. That doesn't mean to get approved. That just means to apply for a permit. The second thing is with the commercial filming permit, it's another $150 per day. On top of this, when we run our workshops, we have to have a certain minimum for insurances, commercial auto insurance, liability insurance, and some national parks like the Grand Canyon, we have to have workers' comp insurance for myself and Chris. So there's more than just the fees that go along with that that makes it extremely difficult. We deal with the national parks on an administrative level a lot when we run our workshops. I understand the pain that would have to be if we're having to now, on top of having the permits to go do our workshops, but now we have to have permits whenever we want to go to a national park to just vlog. Can get really messy and really expensive.
Especially if you're considering that you're making around 20 bucks per video.
Yes. So you take into consideration, you pay a $300 fee plus $150 a day. If you're there for 2 days, that's $600. And then you make $20 on your video, but you also have to carry the insurances. You have to carry all the auto insurance and all this other stuff, plus the cost of getting there and filming and all this kind of stuff. You can see how it just doesn't make any sense to us. I don't want to poo-poo. Roses really smell like poo-poo. on all over the national park system because we deal with them and we love the national parks. We love going there. We love bringing people there and showing them the beauty.
The idea of conserving nature is what we both hold very dear, and
Absolutely.
this is not what we want to bring across with this video. It's more the system that probably needs an update.
Absolutely. The YouTube space is so weird. You can have a creator making either nothing or like $2 a video, or you can make someone, you have somebody who has a huge following making $2,000 to $10,000 per video. With that wide range of the convoluted information we have there, we have to figure out what we need to do because we can't just afford to spend money on a permit every time we want to go to a national park.
And on top of that, some parks require you to send in the application for the permits 2 weeks in advance. Some others require 6 to 8 weeks in advance.
And that's if they're right on top of things and email you right back. And we're also dealing with the government agency here. Having to go through that whole process usually takes months. Like we know months ahead of time if we're going to run a workshop. So we put it in 4 or even 6 months ahead of time to make sure we get that. And a lot of times we've dealt with, depending on the national park, we've dealt with having to go like 4 or 5 months before we actually got an approval. People lose paperwork, and just it's not an easy process. And for people like us who vlog, like, oh, we want to decide tomorrow we want to go to the Grand Canyon, we can't do that anymore because of the pandemic. We've had to cancel workshops, and we didn't get our money back. And the problem is with these fees, we have no problem giving the national parks our money for conservation, to keep the park running, to make it clean, to have it taken care of. The problem with the process of permits is the fees involved go to just fund the processing department, the fee in the permit department. It doesn't actually go to the national parks, which is another layer of convolution when it comes to how all this works and where your money goes.
Or at least the one park that we know that.
Yes, so we had to cancel one of our workshops, and when I emailed the lady because the actual lodge canceled all the rooms for the entire season, we had to cancel our workshop. And when I told the National Park System about that, they were just, they said you can't get your money back, you can't get the fee application back because it goes to fund the department. Now, what I've done today is I sent an email to the National Park Service Commercial Use Authorization Department. I've also emailed one of the parks that we have a permit with to get some clarification. So what we're going to do is when we do get a response, we're going to copy what they say and put it in the description of this video when it does happen. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but when we get an answer, we'll share it with you guys.
Pop up here something from the NPS homepage, and it says here, when is a permit needed? All commercial filming activities taking place within a unit of the National Park System require a permit. Commercial filming means the film, electronic, magnetic, digital, or other recording of a moving image by a person, business, or other entity for a market audience with the intent of generating income.
So obviously, to me, that looks like it includes YouTubers. But if you read down lower where it says non-commercial filming may require a permit if a permit is necessary to manage the activity, to protect park resources and value while minimizing conflict between user groups to ensure public safety. Examples of non-commercial filming include, but are not limited to, filming for tourism bureaus, conventions, visitor bureaus, student filming. In most cases, a permit is not necessary for visitors engaging in casual, non-commercial filming. You can see here the language is very gray, and that's what our issue is. It's not necessarily the money, but it's a clarification of what, for YouTube specifically, what do we need to do? Most YouTubers aren't going to be able to afford that. They're not going to be able to afford to make $10 on a video and then pay $300 application fee plus $150 per day. That's just not reasonable. So.
Yeah, and also, just for another example, let's say a YouTuber that makes videos about grocery hauls, and they go to a store like Walmart and they film in the store and they take their food home and they show the haul of what they bought. Does that mean it is commercial? Does that mean they need a permit to film within Walmart? This is marketing for whoever you film for. So if it's, let's say, Walmart, you're actually making a little commercial for Walmart and people want to go in and buy stuff. And the same applies, in my opinion, for the national parks. If you go there and film a video, obviously without ruining anything in nature and be aware of nature and the environment, this is actual advertising for the national parks. So I don't see a difference in that.
You can go down the line even further to state parks. Here in the U.S., we have something called BLM Land, which is Bureau of Land Management. It's a government agency, and it's free to go there. But when we run a workshop in these places, which we do, we have to have a commercial permit for that as well, and that's a separate permit. So if we go to a national park and a BLM Land in one workshop, we got to pay two separate $300 application fees, and then also report at the end of the year your gross receipts and things like that. You can see that this is kind of a slippery slope when it comes to all these fees we have to pay to do a vlog. Again, I don't want to poo-poo all over the national parks, but we need to update the policy and figure out a reasonable way we can still pay a fee. I have no problem with that, but still not go broke in the process.
Or be in danger of being sued.
Yeah, being sued, or like Cara and Nate, they were threatened with arrest warrants. So that's definitely something we don't want. And us being permit holders for workshops, we're also considered stewards of the national park. So definitely don't want to break any rules.
So this really affects travel vloggers, landscape photographers, even RVers that we are right now.
Ooh, we're RVers. Also, let us know what you think. What do you think about this whole thing, especially if you're a YouTuber, travel. I know a lot of photographers and YouTube photographers watch this channel, so let us know what you guys think. If it's something of your, concerning you guys, send them an email, ask for some clarification. Let's see if we can get their policy updated to include people like, Cara and Nate and us and other YouTubers, something that we can all do and figure out together.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we say bye.
Bye-bye, tschüssi.
Hey, don't eat my mic.